A very good evening and welcome to the news at 6 here on Rajya Sabha TV, where we get you the day's top developing stories. And our top focus this Monday evening is on Gurdaspur. The 12-hour siege finally ends there. We'll get you details of that in a bit. But first, let's take you through the headlines. A 12-hour-long encounter between terrorists and security personnel ends in Punjab's Gurdaspur district. All militants eliminated after they killed 7 people, including a senior police official. Gurdaspur terror attack echoes in Lok Sabha. Home Minister holds high-level security meet. Will make a statement in the House tomorrow. Rajya Sabha adjourns for the day after paying tributes to sitting BJP member Kalpataru Das, who succumbed to cancer on Saturday. And markets take a hit. Sensex slumps 550 points after China suffers its biggest stock market crash in 8 years. Our top story this evening, the 12-hour-long encounter in Punjab's Gurdaspur district finally came to an end a short while back. A group of gunmen suspected to be terrorists went on a rampage and killed at least 7 people, including a senior police official. All 3 of the gunmen have now been eliminated. Here are all the details.
Sound of gunfire woke up residents of Gurdaspur this morning. A group of gunmen clad in army uniform attacked a bus and police station complex. Using a hijacked Maruti car, they went on a rampage, killing civilians and police personnel.
टेररिस्ट को गाड़ी लेके भागते देखा और जो इंजर्ड था उसको फिर हॉस्पिटल पहुंचाया। जो इंजर्ड हुआ उसकी गाड़ी छीनी उन्होंने, मारुति 800 थी।
फायर किया तो मैंने और तेज कर लिया, साइकिल पर लग गया, बुलेट लग गया।
तो कितने लोग थे वो?
सर 3-4 थे।
The militants finally took shelter inside the Dina Nagar police station, where they were engaged in a gun battle with the security forces. The entire area has been cordoned off. 5 live bombs were also recovered from a railway track near the spot.
Our people are on the job, so we are in the operation. No hostage. No hostage. We have verified.
Army and NSG commandos have been rushed to the side. Army choppers have also been deployed to assist in the operations. The terror attack has triggered security alert in the northern states.
जो गुरदासपुर में इंसिडेंट हुआ है उसके बाद हमने यहाँ पे पूरे पंजाब में अलर्ट हुआ है, तो उसके तहत यहाँ पे लुधियाना में बस स्टैंड, रेलवे स्टेशन और चप्पा चप्पा हम चेकिंग करवा रहे हैं। सारे हमारे एसएचओज, पुलिस फोर्स और जीओज जो बाहर हैं और पूरा एरिया को हम सैनिटाइज कर रहे हैं ताकि इस तरह की कोई यहाँ पे घटना यहाँ ना हो।
सेंट्रल पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस जो कमांडोस होते हैं सारा रश इन किया हुआ है। अभी डिटेल्स आने दीजिए, हम लोग बताएंगे, लेकिन इस वक्त क्योंकि सारा चीज अभी वहाँ पे इनकाउंटर चल रहा है, इसलिए अभी पूरा ब्रीफिंग और पूरा तथ्य रखना अभी सही नहीं होगा।
The identity of the attackers is still not clear. Sources suspect Lashkar-e-Taiba outfit, given the similar nature of the attack with those in Jammu recently. It also comes after several ceasefire violations along the Indo-Pak border over the last 1 month. However, the police is not ruling out a pro-Khalistan attack either. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, for more on this, we're joined by Sandeep Dixit, who's the Deputy Editor with the Tribune, joining us now on the phone line from Chandigarh. Sandeep, thanks so much for joining us here on the news at 6. Any updates that you're getting now as far as the operations concerned? We understand just a short while back it did end, but the combing operations were still on. What are the updates you're getting?
I'm not on the breaking news business, but what we can say with certainty is that this was one of the rare operations that was handled entirely by the state police. So full marks to the state police. They have not rusted. Late 80s and early 90s, they were successful in putting down insurgency here in Punjab. So the state police did not need any help, and they were on the job right from the day began. And the DGP, in fact, at that time itself, had expressed confidence that it is Punjab police that is going to tackle this on its own, and they did it.
We do understand, at this moment they haven't, of course, ascertained which particular group is responsible for this. But by the looks of it, it seems like a terror attack. It seems like terrorists were involved. And whenever an incident like this takes place, the NIA, we do see, somehow takes over investigations. But at the moment, we do see that the Punjab police is going to be looking at investigations further on and looking at taking up this case specifically.
Yeah, of course, Punjab police is going to come out with the details, and they have behaved with in an exemplary manner, in the sense that they did not start shooting off their mouths right from the word go, saying where they came from or what nationality they belong to and all that. So they're going to take it up later, and I'm confident that given the expertise early in handling terrorism and the fact that over the past 10 years Punjab has been incident-free of terrorism, shows that they have their ears in the right places and their informants in the right places, and they'll get to the bottom of it, and they'll have a reasonable sounding account, I'm sure, by the end of the day.
Like you're pointing out, Sandeep, it's about 10 years now. We've not seen an incident like this in Punjab. While that is commendable on the part of the police, this is also raising alarm bells on some extent. Why now? What has actually happened? And now, of course, there are questions also being raised on the area of Gurdaspur. It's quite close to the border areas, quite close to Samba and Kathua, in fact, where we did see a police siege take place in March, in fact, in Samba. The proximity of that, is that concerning to the police there?
Yeah, you're right about it. In fact, Bina Nagar is close to Pathankot. So basically, you've got a lot of army people settled over there, ex-army people settled over there, and there are army posts over there, camps over there. So perhaps the intention was to get inside an army camp like they did in Samba last year, if you remember, in Jammu and Kashmir. And the attempt in Hiranagar also last year, 2 attempts were made. So the pattern, the signature seems to be the same, only this time they got into the police station and killed a few unarmed people over there. So this is definitely a terrorist attack, but from which direction it came and who are the people, or whether it's a joint terrorist attack, in fact, we still don't know. But the fact is that politics in Punjab has been heating up over this issue. And there's this 82-year-old gentleman who's been, Surat Singh Khalsa, who's been on hunger strike, saying that 82 prisoners who are in prison on terrorism and militancy charges in Punjab earlier, they should be released. And in fact, a few days back, the government then lifted him forcibly and admitted him to a government hospital and perhaps also force-fed him. And it was there in the jail that ex-Khalistan Commando Force chief, a very dreaded name in those times, Vasan Singh Zaparwal, as well as Simranjeet Singh Mann, about whom you must have heard, they all came to visit him. But the good part about it was that both of them said that Khalistan thing is a thing for the past, and they're going to fight it politically. And so this kind of an operation, this kind of an attack really gives some political relief to the Badals, because if the movement had gathered force, then the Sikh vote would have been split in the 2017 assembly elections, and that would have spelled a lot of trouble for the bid by the Badals to go for a 3rd consecutive term in Punjab.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Sandeep Dikshit, thanks so much for joining us with those details, giving us an insight really into the not just politics but also the terror scene in Punjab as well. In fact, this attack sending the cabinet into a huddle today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi convened an emergency meeting to take stock of the situation. Home Minister Rajnath Singh said that India will give a fitting reply to the strikes. However, questions have been raised whether an intelligence alert was ignored ahead of the attack.
Home Minister Rajnath Singh has assured of a befitting reply to the terror attack in Gurdaspur on Monday morning. His reactions came as the Prime Minister held emergency meetings this morning to assess the situation. The Defence Ministry assured that it has taken steps to help the Punjab government tackle the crisis.
और जो कुछ भी मुझे स्टेटमेंट देना होगा कल संसद में ही मैं स्टेटमेंट दे सकूँगी, चाहे कोई भी हो भारत की और यदि आंख उठाकर देखने की कोशिश करेगा तो भारत के सेना के जवानों में, यहाँ के पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस में, पुलिस के जवानों में वह कुवत है, उसका मुंहतोड़ जवाब है.
Special forces those who can counter insurgency and terrorist forces वाला गए.
ये जो क्षेत्र है थोड़ा सा वल्नरेबल क्षेत्र है. इसके उत्तर की ओर
मेरा चुनावी क्षेत्र है कठुआ उधमपुर का और दक्षिण की ओर श्री विनोद खन्ना जी का, और इस क्षेत्र में पहले भी घुसपैठ इत्यादि की घटनाओं की जानकारी मिलती रही है। विश्वास है कि भारत सरकार सक्षम है हर प्रकार की स्थिति से निपटने के लिए।
Reacting to the attack, Punjab Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal said that militancy should be dealt with at the national level. Questions have been raised whether it was an intelligence failure that led to the attack.
पहले तो उनका काम है ना कि कहाँ से आते हैं ये लोग। देखिए, आप स्टेट का बॉर्डर से ही आते हैं ना, कोई यहाँ पंजाब से तो नहीं आते, भी गुरदासपुर से आ गए हो जाए। अगर इनपुट दी थी तो वहाँ बॉर्डर को पूरा अच्छी तरह सील करना चाहिए।
It is the deteriorating law and order situation. It is the regional chauvinism. It is the lack of central government and state government control.
The attack has left the security establishment worried about the terror footprint expanding to Punjab, which has seen peace for 2 decades after years of grappling with terrorism. With inputs from Vishal Daya, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In fact, Vishal Daya is joining us now from the newsroom for more updates on what is exactly happening in the capital. Vishal, we do understand the Home Minister had called a meeting at about 6, just about starting now. In fact, a high-level security meet with the NSA, the Home Minister, and definitely a lot more officials. Any updates that we're getting from there? Because from the Punjab police, we're yet to get a detailed statement on the encounter.
Well, Tracy, yes, the meeting seems to have begun at the North Block in the Home Minister's office. And this was pretty much warranted because the sources say that the operation came to an end around half an hour, 45 minutes ago. And our sources in the MHA also, provided details of what exactly has transpired over the last 12 hours. First of all, the count stands somewhere around at 11. That's what the MHA sources say. Out of those 11, 5 are policemen, including that, Superintendent of Police Detective of the Gurdaspur district. Also, there are 3 civilians who are known to be killed in this attack. All 3 terrorists who were holed up in that particular building since morning and who, perpetrated this entire scenario since 5:30 a.m. in the morning. They are, also said to be killed in the counter fire by the security forces, which included, NSG as well as special commandos of the Punjab police also. So this is what has happened as of now. But as far as the sequence of events is concerned, the sources in the MHA say that this entire high drama started somewhere around 5:45 a.m. in the morning when these 3 terrorists moved from, the border area towards Deenanagar police station. And Deenanagar police station was the first area, first place wherein they attacked. Before that, they did fire at a bus, at a car, which they hijacked, and then reached the Deenanagar police station, fired indiscriminately, and then moved on to an adjacent building, got hauled up there, and there were a few civilians who were injured severely. And around 7:30 a.m. or so, around 7:30 a.m., the administration swung into action. There were Punjab policemen from the Punjab police who were there at the spot. Immediately, NSG was also rushed by the center. NSG forces who are known to be expert in anti-terror operations. We've seen what they can achieve during the Mumbai terror attack as well. So this time around also a special contingent of the NSG was pushed towards Gurdaspur. So the entire operation, what we're being told, lasted somewhere around 12 hours. Now that's a long time given the fact that there were only 3 terrorists. But then the reason which our sources in the MHA say for this longer duration of the operation is because of the fact that this particular building was located in a densely residential populated area.
That's right.
Wherein a lot of residential buildings were surrounding in and around that particular building. There were a number of civilians who had to be evacuated. So that is what led to precautionary measures being taken by the security forces to ensure that the terrorists are also neutralized and there are no further loss to the civilian lives.
Absolutely commendable work actually by the police there, because reports also saying that these 3 gunmen actually came with supplies. They were ready for the long haul, but we are still waiting for a statement statement from the Punjab police on details on that. Thanks so much, Vishal, for joining us with those details there. You'll be, giving us a recap of really what took place in the past 12 hours there in Gurdaspur. In fact, the incident echoed in the Lok Sabha as well, with the government stating that the Home Minister will make a statement after the gun battle ends. As soon as the House reassembled after a short adjournment at noon, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu made a statement on the attack. Many members, mainly from the BJP and the Shiromani Akali Dal, demanded that the attack should be discussed as it was a question of the country's national security. In a day marked by opposition disruptions, Speaker Sumitra Mahajan adjourned the House after she named Congress member Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary for action that was termed as an insult to the chair after he banged a placard on her table.
As soon as I came to know of this incident, I got in touch with the Honorable Home Minister. Home Minister told me that he is already in touch with Punjab Chief Minister, and whatever support is required from the centre, that is being extended to the Punjab government. Once the encounter is over, the Home Minister will make a statement in the House. That's what I have said. There is nothing wrong done by the government, one. Secondly, let the encounter be over. The Home Minister will make a statement. Let the House discuss it, threadbare. Let us have all other views.
कि गुरदासपुर की जो इंसिडेंट हुई है उसके तथ्य सामने आने चाहिए और मैं समझता हूं कि सारे हाउस को इसकी जोरदार निंदा करनी चाहिए और एक आवाज होना चाहिए.
I would beseech through you to the government that strictest action should be taken, immense force should be used, and India has to stand up as a country that is determined to fight terrorism.
All right, for more on what took place in Parliament, we've got Shyam Sundar, our correspondent, joining us from the newsroom. He's been tracking all developments there in both houses. Shyam, even on a day like today with the Gurdaspur attack, echoing in both houses, politics, of course, doesn't end. Give us an update of what took place.
Well, as far as Parliament is concerned, Rajya Sabha was adjourned in the morning only, but in Lok Sabha, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Mr. Venkaiah Naidu conveyed to the Congress leader Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge that once this operation is over, then Home Minister will make a statement in the House, and because opposition knew that their Home Minister is away, he is not in Delhi and he will be coming back, and after the operation is over and Home Minister would have all the informations, then only he will come and make a statement, and after that Speaker will give chance to every opposition parties and party and member of Parliament from Treasury benches also. But when Lok Sabha was adjourned till that time, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Mr. Venkaiah Naidu again informed the House that the operation was still on at that point of time. So then government decided to make a statement tomorrow. Yes, of course, there was some kind of a political comment also, but across the party line, whether it was Congress MPs or left parties MPs, BJD and other parties also, every party said that it is a national security issue and every party is on the same platform on this issue. But Congress leader Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge complained to the Speaker that in the morning government side informed Congress that there would be a statement and only then there will be a discussion. But during the disruption, Speaker decided to give chance to Mr. Chandru Majra, the MP from Akali Dal, and after that she also allowed SS Ahluwalia of BJP and Tathagat Satpathy from BJD. So Congress had a genuine grievance because Congress MPs were not allowed to speak on this issue, and same with the left parties also. But overall, we can say that the whole Parliament was on the same page on this issue at least. All right, we'll leave it there for now. Shyam Sundar, thanks so much for joining us with those details there. In fact, like Shyam pointed out, the upper house was adjourned for the day after paying tribute to sitting BJD member Kalpataru Das. He died last Saturday after battling cancer for some time. The house also mourned the death of two former members, R.S. Gawai and B.K. Handig.
Shri Kalpataru Das,
Rajya Sabha Chairman Muhammad Hamid Ansari remembered BJD MP Kalpataru Das as an avid political and social worker. In a political career spanning close to 40 years, Das held several important positions in various bodies and organizations and was elected 4 times to the Odisha Legislative Assembly. He had also worked as the State Panchayati Raj and Parliamentary Affairs Minister.
He worked extensively for the welfare and upliftment of the weaker and downtrodden sections of society. Shri Kalpatru Das represented the state of Odisha in this House from April 2014 till his sad demise.
Born August 15, 1950, Kalpatru Das had joined Biju Janata Dal in 1997 and became the party's vice president in 2012. The upper house also mourned the death of two former members, R.S. Gavai and B.K. Hanki. RPI leader Gavai was a former governor of Bihar and Kerala. Congress stalwart Hanki was a former minister of state in the ministries of chemicals and fertilizers, parliamentary affairs and defence. He also served as the Minister for Development of Northeastern Region. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
With that, a quick break here, but still ahead. Supreme Court to hear Yaqub Memon's plea against his death sentence on Tuesday. And the Apex Court also seeks response from Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha on appeals to cancel her acquittal by the Karnataka High Court in the graft case. Details of all those ahead. Welcome back, watching the news at 6. Now let's talk about markets and a slump in the Chinese markets, and our markets down by over 500 points today. The markets also took a beating over concerns that stricter norms for participatory notes may hit foreign investments. Sensex crashed over 551 points to close at 27,561, its weakest closing in over 5 weeks. The NXT Nifty also dipped below the 8,400 level to settle the session at 160 points down, or 1.88% down at 8,361.
Serious question marks are being raised about the growth of second biggest economy of the world, and in case the market is down there by more than 8%, so naturally some impact had to be there on our Indian market also. That's what we are saying. Now there are issues regarding how participatory notes would be regulated going ahead.
In other news, hearing of the 1993 Mumbai serial blast convict Yaqub Memon's petition against his death penalty will continue in the Supreme Court tomorrow. The Supreme Court has asked Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi about the rules for curative petition, as Memon says that the death warrant was issued before the court's decision on his execution. The Supreme Court also questioned its own procedure in deciding Yaqub's curative plea, since judges who heard the review were not part of it. Currently held at the Nagpur Central Jail, Yaqub Memon will be hanged on the 30th of July if the top court dismisses his petition. With that, let's get you some more updates from across the country and nationwide. The Supreme Court today sought a response from Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha and 3 others on appeals filed against a Karnataka High Court order that acquitted them in a disproportionate assets case. The Karnataka High Court gave a clean chit to Jaya and 3 others on the 11th of May, clearing them of all charges in a 19-year-old disproportionate assets case. RJD President Lalu Prasad and several RJD supporters were taken in custody today while trying to enforce the day-long Bihar Bandh called by the party. The shutdown disrupted life as shops and educational institutions remained closed. Trains were also forced to stop and national highways were blocked. The RJD is pressing for its demand for quick release of caste census data by the centre. Former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda led party MPs and MLAs in starting a hunger strike at Jantar Mantar in the capital, demanding discussion in Parliament on the farmer suicides in the country. Stressing that it was the beginning of a struggle, he expressed concern over the death of thousands of farmers in the country. A special investigation team today arrested Ashwin Rao, son of Karnataka Lokayukt Justice V. Bhaskar Rao, in connection with a bribery case in the Rangareddy district of Andhra Pradesh. He's accused of being a part of an extortion racket in which members contacted contractors and builders posing as Lokayukt officials and demanded money. Our international news now. In Turkey today demanded an emergency NATO meeting, claiming that conditions had changed in the regional conflict. The 2-year ceasefire in the region with the PKK separatists ended after a week of violent militant attacks and airstrikes by Turkish forces. Meanwhile, Syrian Kurdish forces claim Turkey is using the fight against IS as a cover to attack Kurdish positions.
Turkey on Monday dramatically stepped up its role in the US-led coalition against the Islamic State, effectively ending a 2-year-long ceasefire with Kurdish PKK separatists. Turkish Prime Minister announced that heightened security operations will go on, but denied plans to send ground troops into Syria to fight militants. But he did not rule out the possibility that the separatists could still change the game. Turkey requested an emergency NATO meeting on Tuesday, stating that it was prepared to work with the Syrian Kurdish party.
İşte vatandaşlar da onun yüzüne bir tedirginlik yaşıyor. Tabii arabalara bindiler, gitmek zorunda kaldılar. Çoğu arabalarına bindi artık niziptir. Başka bir yerlere gitmek zorundalar ve işte biz de gereken şeylere bakıyoruz artık.
The PKK said conditions were no longer in place to observe a ceasefire. In a statement on Monday, the Syrian Kurdish forces accused Turkish tanks of shelling the Kurdish-held village of Zormikhar. It said Turkish forces were attacking the defense positions instead of targeting IS terrorists. They urged the Turkish leadership to halt the aggression.
Biz barış için buradayız. Her şeye rağmen barış, devlete rağmen barış, AKP'ye rağmen barış, silahlara rağmen barışı korumak adına buradayız. Yaşasın halkların kardeşliği diyor.
Turkey called its actions a response to the violent attacks in Suruk last week that killed 32 activists. Its forces have arrested hundreds of people suspected of supporting IS or the PKK since. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And for other international stories, let's get you Global Buzz. Clashes are continuing in Yemen despite a 5-day humanitarian truce agreed by the Saudi-led coalition and Houthi rebels. Both the government and rebels accused each other of breaching the peace deal. Meanwhile, the death toll from Saturday's Saudi-led airstrike on the central Yemeni city of Taiz rose to 80 people, with at least 150 injured. A 10-year-old girl bomber blew herself up in northeast Nigeria, killing at least 16 people and injuring 50 others. The girl detonated her explosives near a crowded marketplace. No group took responsibility, but Islamist group Boko Haram was blamed for similar bombings in recent months. US President Barack Obama arrived in Ethiopia on the second leg of his African tour. Obama, who is on a 2-day tour of the country, held talks with the Ethiopian Prime Minister on human rights and regional security issues, as well as the civil war in South Sudan. Obama is the first serving US president to visit Ethiopia and will be the first to address the 54-member African Union in Addis Ababa on Tuesday. Late singer Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, died on Sunday, 5 months after being put on medically induced coma. Brown was discovered face down and unresponsive in a bathtub on 31st of January, after which she never regained consciousness. Brown was the only daughter of Houston and R&B singer Bobby Brown. Her mother, Whitney, too, was found in a hotel bath in Los Angeles in 2012. And now let's change focus and get you all the sporting action in Sports Beat. The BCCI and Cricket South Africa announced the fixture list for the Proteas Tour of India. The tour will start from September end and will continue till the start of December. South Africa's 72-day long tour will start with 3 T20 internationals at Dharamshala on the 2nd of October, followed by 5 ODIs and 4 test matches. There will be 5 one-dayers in Kanpur, Indore, Rajkot, Chennai and Mumbai. The limited overs game will be followed by tests at Mohali, Bangalore, Nagpur and Delhi. Mexico clinched their 7th Gold Cup title on Sunday with a 3-1 victory over Jamaica. Despite a fast and inspired start by the Jamaicans, Mexico quickly turned the tide and got goals from Andres Guardado, Jesus Corona and Oribe Peralta in the victory. Guardado scored his 6th goal of the tournament and won the tournament's Golden Ball award as the top player. Manchester United on Monday signed Argentina national team goalkeeper Sergio Romero from San Jose, where they are based, for their pre-season tour of the United States. Romero, who was on the losing Argentina team in both the 2014 World Cup final and the 2015 Copa America final in Chile, joins up with the squad ahead of the start of the Premier League season on the 8th of August. Germany's Sebastian Vettel won an emotional Hungarian Grand Prix for Ferrari and the late Jules Bianchi on Sunday. Vettel dedicated his win to Bianchi, the Marussia driver who died in hospital 9 months after suffering severe head injuries at the Japanese Grand Prix. The win was Vettel's 41st, putting him level with the late triple champion Ayrton Senna on all-time lists and the first in Hungary. And that's what we have for you on the news at 6. Coming up next is The Big Picture.